Hey there, folks. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy, and I'm going to be talking about AI. Now, I posted a short video, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago at this point, 3-4 months ago, because of my concern about the growing push for AI to have a lot of heavy realism in it. Especially with videos that come out and it looks like an actual scene happening outside of some weird artifacts that just come because AI isn't fully capable of avoiding all of that just yet. And I am concerned on multiple fronts. I do think that AI can be a great tool if used as a tool. And with the way things are going, I can see AI being a heavily growing industry, especially bleeding into other things. And that also worries me, because I think that having AI for creatives is a great thing if used properly. I don't want to see someone just lazily type a prompt into a box and it creates a full game from that prompt. Now, I know that that's eventually going to be able to happen. I just don't want that to be the case. I would prefer, if you're going to have an AI build a game for someone, that there are multiple tiers to what they have to put in, information that you have to go through. Like, make the person really think out what they're trying to show off or have built, what they're trying to generate. Because again, AI requires prior existing stuff in order to generate something. I don't have a problem with the existence of AI used to create examples for things for people to be able to move themselves into a position that they would actually like to be in. Like, for instance, if there's a person who really loves to write music, like not music, but they love writing song lyrics, and maybe they have the talent for singing, maybe they don't, but they really like to write, and they may even have a profound writing style. But it's hard to get noticed anywhere when you don't have an example you can show people of how something should sound, or a way that you think it could be presented. AI could be used for that. It could definitely be used for that. Or if someone isn't an artist, they can use an AI art tool to create an example of something that they would like to be drawn, and then take that example over to an actual artist, especially if it's someone, like, say you want to get into writing for comic books, or you want to write your own comic book. You can use the AI to generate the art based on your description of something, and then take that example to someone who is an actual artist, who's talented in that way, and maybe work with them to come up with something that's more updated and better than what you see in the picture that's just the example. Again, using it to create the example and to work with someone who's in that position or who has that talent or understanding in order to move yourself into a position you want to be in. If we're using AI strictly as a tool, great. Or having an AI system in your video game that adjusts to how the player behaves. Not something that just changes the difficulty setting depending on how good or bad the player is at the game, but something that actually monitors your actions as a player and adjusts the game to how you play as a player to make you think outside of the box and how you approach the game, how you use the things that the game provides you to overcome those new obstacles. Those are things that I get behind. I think that those are good ways to use AI. or using AI to help someone simplify large, overbearing tasks that, yeah, they're possible to be done without AI, but you just speed the process up because it can neaten up some stuff that you might have, one, completely forgotten about, or two, you just didn't notice. And AI could do quick checks over that type of stuff. Now, I would always say go back and recheck what the AI did if you know how. But those are ways I think it could positively be used. Now, the more negative stuff, all these deep fakes that I know are going to be coming out real soon, especially the ones that already exist. Those are going to be horrible because it's going to be hard to differentiate the fake from the real, especially once it gets beyond the point of those odd artifacts that pop up in AI videos. It's going to be so difficult to be able to tell the difference. And that's going to be a massive problem. It's going to be a massive problem going forward. Unless someone can prove through, I mean, maybe through metadata it can be proven. But when you look at something directly on screen, it's going to be hard. Especially if this gets into the wrong hands. You get somebody who wants to make up their own news stories and then present them as facts. Oh, this is going to be horrible. But on the flip side of that, if you have someone who wants to do like YouTube horror or something that wants to make fake news reports for their horror show that they're trying to create, then this becomes a positive. Now, the major worry I have when it comes down to AI and its capabilities and what it can do is the removal of the human portion of creativity, because AI right now is heavily jumping to influence the creative space. And if you remove the human mindset from the creative space, it's going to become derivative, it's going to become boring, it's going to start to fall apart and fall short. And that to me is a scary thought, because our creativeness is what makes us human. Our creativity is what makes us human. A lot of people don't understand that. But our creativity is what allows us to technically stand above other creatures on this planet, at least. It's that spark of creativity, of imagination, that allows us to separate ourselves because we think in a more dynamic way. Not to say that there aren't animals that don't do that, just that there are lesser when it comes down to species, different species. There are less animals that think in a more dynamic way than there are humans, even among those of us that have the least amount of intelligence. And that is my worry when it comes down to AI. It's the removal of the humanity of the creative space. Like I said before, I know that there are tons of AI song generators out there that you could just write a prompt in and it creates a song for you. But there are several that allow you to go ahead and put your own words into the song, let you create your own words for the song, let you come up with it. That, to me, I can accept that more than you just wrote the prompt in and it came up with everything on its own. Granted, that's going to lead to some funny stuff, but I don't like the idea of it just solely being that. But hey, let me create my own lyrics. Let me think of a subject and run my own lyrics in on that subject and pick and choose the styling and format of the song. That, to me, I find that far more involved, because you have to put in more effort in order to use the tool to maximize the effect of the tool. I'm not personally against the idea of using AI to generate things. I'm just against the idea of using it to generate stuff that removes human creativity from it. And I know somebody's going to say, but AI takes everything it does from what's already created, which meant that human creativity is bound to it anyway. No, it is not. It's not creative to take someone else's artwork and then try to turn it into your own. It's creative to use something that allows you to create an example of what you want to do, and then use that example as a way to draw attention to what you would like to do, and then use that attention you garner to reach out with others in that space and work with them. That's how you build upon creativity. I'm not going to knock somebody for going ahead and using AI art to make an example of a comic book that they would like to make, and then work with someone else or find someone else who likes the ideas that they're presenting, and they come together and create a comic book. Or someone using some of the realistic AI generated videos to create examples of what they would like to do for a show, and then use that idea to present to a network, and they get actual people working together to create said show. I'm not against that. I just don't like the idea of creatives being replaced. I'm never going to like that idea. I'm never going to like the idea of Skynet taking over on us. It's scary. And it starts with our creativity. Because once we lose that, we are completely complacent. And I know this is starting to sound a little like propaganda, especially. This is sounding like something that came out of a freaking post-apocalyptic Terminator movie. I'm not trying to make it sound like that. And I just realized that's how it was going. Basically, I think AI can be great to use if we use it in a way that doesn't destroy what we are at our core. If we can do that, AI won't be such a big issue, because then you're not destroying the playing field for people who want to 100% create for themselves or from themselves or have the capability to do so. You might make it harder for them, but you're not destroying the playing field. Because I'll admit, every day of the week, I would prefer an actual artist do artwork for me. But if I can't have that, then AI is going to have to be a stand-in until I get to the point where I can have somebody actually do the art for me. Which I would love. I would love to have someone do like my thumbnail art for me. Someone who I could work with and pay, but I am broke. So I can't do that yet. Oh, man. But it's one of those things where it's like, I want to present the idea that, hey, we can use this as a tool to make really good things. If we're using it to create the example, we're using it to create a baseline, to get thoughts rolling, to say, oh, hey, yeah, this would be cool. I want to do something like this, and I can show this example to people to convey to them what I actually want to do. I can use this to convey what I want to do or show what I want to do. And then I can work with people who may have a talent that I don't have, or may have knowledge that I don't have. And we can start collaborating together to create something bigger and better. Not just people creating Instagram thoughts and going ahead and say, hey, pay this account for all of this extra stuff that doesn't actually exist. Oh man, we're screwed. We are screwed. But yeah, that's it. That's the discussion for that one. Thank you guys for listening again. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until next time, enjoy your games and peace out, everybody. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy, and I'd like to thank you once again for tuning in. If you would be interested in supporting my efforts in content creation, please head on over to Amazon and look up The Game Idea Guy Presents Gaming Word Search, and you will find both Volume 1 and Volume 2 up for sale. Thank you very much once again, and I hope to be able to create more content for you in the future. Peace out.